All right, so I wanted to just discuss briefly with you the reason why we've decided to share this game analysis framework with you. Uh, Briefly, in our team's history, we have had a really good job of looking at the game, figuring out the fun mechanisms to design for the game, and then we show up to the competition and we see other teams doing stuff that we had written off as impossible, or that we ultimately decided not to do, or that they were doing it better than we were. And in retrospect, we've identified a few things that we fell into. Those things being mistakes, in essence. So, our rookie year, we completely missed the target as far as what to design for the game. And we ended up building a robot that is something that the team is very proud of. We have a hilarious time reminiscing about it, but as a competition robot, it just wasn't the right one to make. It did get us to Worlds. We won Rookie All-Star. We placed quite high, remarkably high, at our first regional, and it was a wonderful experience. But in the years after that, we found that we would spend hours and hours and days going in circles in arguments that really, to sum them up, was a matter of who thought what mechanism would be the coolest and whether or not we could afford to build it with whatever resources, time, effort, tools, money, material, whatever. But all those really missed the point. Another strategy that we used another year was that we decided, all right, look, we're not going to get into the circular argument. We're going to prototype, and we're going to base our decision of what mechanism we use based on how good of a prototype we build and how well it performs. And that also misses the point, because then you're not designing a robot for the game. You're designing a robot that is a consequence of whether or not you built a prototype well. And that prototype that was the best that you had built in the limited time frame decided upon, arbitrarily decided upon, may not have been the best mechanism for the game. So there were some strategies that I thought had some merit to the process, but ultimately we're making a decision for the wrong reasons. And so we've, at this point in our evolution of that process, have come with this framework that we tested the week prior to kickoff with our sub-team leads and team captains. We tested it against an older game, and we felt that it was pretty useful for us. It kept us on target and got us to some much better answers. That it was a test run, and so we're now using this in the 2017 game, Steamworks. We're not completely through it yet as a team, but we wanted to share it with you all because we know how much of a difference it would have made for us, especially as a rookie team, but also in looking at years past in general. So that's kind of the basis for why we wanted to share it. And so now we'll go through and kind of explain these abridged bullet points, and maybe that'll help make sense of all of this.